We're back. I hope you're enjoying our nostalgic look at the sounds and times of the big bands and the unforgettable music of the 30s, the 40s, and the 50s. The golden era of songwriting, all on 600 AM. In the studio with me, Bill Reiter and Al Foreman. Welcome, Bill. Welcome, Al.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dal.
Now, I presume you guys are former students of Britannia High School.
Oh, yeah. I went to Britannia for 17 years. Grade 7 to 12.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's the old joke, right?
I suppose that's an old joke.
Yeah,
but
grade 10. Those 3 years in grade 10 were absolutely wonderful.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Got to know a lot of friends as they passed by.
Yeah, a lot of girls.
Actually, we only went there a couple of years because we came from Templeton, so we were just there in 1960 and 61.
What was Templeton, the junior high at that
Yeah,
time?
ended at grade 10, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the only reason that we really wanted to go to Brit, actually, if you want to tell the truth, is that we found out about a place called Seaburg. Was it out? Select Music,
Yeah.
where Al and I could find 10-cent and 25-cent 45s. And it was right near Brit, so we gladly went to Brit, got her to Temp.
Oh, you guys were collectors, weren't you?
Yeah.
We're nuts.
He was the fanatic. We both collected, but he was obsessed.
Yes, but his mom and dad were richer than mine, and he had a record player. And I always remember
What
your
did
dad's...
you do with yours? You didn't have a record player?
Well, no, we didn't. We couldn't take the bus, nothing. Had to work, had to walk. Worked since I was 8. No, I always remember his dad looking when I'd come in the door because they knew I was there to play my albums and 45s because I had no record player. I told you we were poor, right? Yeah, and I always remember his dad looking at me like, "Oh God, it's him again." I could see that.
He's going to break another chair.
Before we get carried away with history, guys, okay. I got I guess a resume about you, Bill. I'd like to ask you a few questions about it.
Sure. I feel like I'm at the police station.
You've been in a lot of plays.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a player. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
I love doing Lenny in Of Mice and Men.
Really?
Yeah, because it's the first time I realized the power of being an actor on stage. And I made the audience cry. Well, not all the audience, maybe one or two people. But that was an unbelievable feeling to, just by reciting words that you'd memorized, being able to elicit that kind of emotion from an audience.
Now, that's interesting to hear, and it's personal with me because just a couple of weeks ago we had a media scrim at the Pantages Theater on Hastings Street, which
right.
Big plans afoot to renovate. And I was reminded that when it was called the Avon, my late wife, Lorraine McAllister, appeared opposite Lon Chaney Jr. in Of Mice and Men.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, he toured. That's right. He toured with that. He toured,
yeah.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, you cannot help, if you're in my age group, I was born in 1943, you can't help but borrow from Chaney, when you're doing...
Is that right?
Yeah. And also there was another fellow, well-known actor who did Lenny in Of Mice and Men. And you can't help, they were such giants in that role that you can't help but borrow from them. I tried to sort of stay away from
It's
things.
like I borrow from musicians.
Well, and Fraser McPherson, if he was here, he'd like to talk to you about that.
Yeah, I've borrowed a few. Al, you're the musician here.
Yes.
Tell us about your background.
My background started in 1968 as far as playing professionally. Earlier than that, I was playing weekends at a club called the Pink Pussycat. That was in the mid-'60s, and been playing professionally ever since. So since 1968, and just recently, in the last 10 years, have moved into the music therapy field, which is sort of a new career. Still utilizing music, but it's gotten me out of the clubs and bars scene. But
got you out of the smoky clubs.
Yeah, but you're still in the Night Train Review.
Yeah, I still play weekends, and I'm still involved on the music scene. And I can't take you just can't get rid of that.
So you put the program and the music together for this reunion, didn't you?
I did, and it's been quite a labor of love. I wanted to try and cover as much territory as we could, so when we brought yourself on board, we also brought in a funk band to sort of do the tunes between the 70s and the 90s, and then, of course, Bill and myself doing this doo-wop review at intermission with our fellow graduates in 1961. We're called the Soulmates. And then there's Federico Fuoco, who was a graduate from Brit, who has a nightclub on Commercial Drive, and he's doing
lots of music for everybody.
Yeah.
You brought some music to the show.
I did.
Tell us about it.
I brought a few tunes. The ones that I brought, I chose to sort of illuminate you and the fact that I got onto some of this music a little later in my life, and I've become to sort of know the sounds now of some of the people that I'm sure you're very familiar with. The first selection you're going to hear is from Ben Webster, who is a wonderful sax player who just kind of has a wonderful tone and style and a delivery that, well, I'm sure the audience will appreciate Over the Rainbow.